Hello, welcome to the session on the summer exams appeals process for this year. Um, in this short video, I'm going to talk about what's happened for the grading process so far and talk about the appeals process for this summer. It is a bit different to previous years, so please throughout all of this make notes of what I'm talking to you about, but if you do have any questions at all, do not hesitate to get in touch with one of your teachers or with anyone from the exams team, and I will give you an email address to contact at the end of this presentation. So what were we asked to do this summer in order to provide grades for pupils? Well, the DFE and Ofqual asked teachers to provide students with teacher assessed grades, or as we call them, tags. So I'll be referring to them as tags for the rest of this video. And this was based upon the standard that the pupils were working at by June 2021. So this meant teachers needed to grade students on what they knew, understood and could do by this time. So what happened? So before June, students sat a series of assessments in most subjects, and subject teachers shared with students the list of evidence that would be used in the grading process. Students had the opportunity to share information on any mitigating circumstances they had. And following this, teachers took a vigorous marking and moderation process following our approved centre policy. Now, this centre policy can be found on our website and has been approved by our awarding bodies as being appropriate for this tag process. Teachers then reviewed the broad range of evidence that pupils have submitted, and that was in that list that teachers provided to students, and they made a holistic judgment of the grade that their pupil were performing at. After that, these tags were submitted to the exam boards, and that has already been done on Friday the 18th of June. So students will receive this tag grade for each of their subjects on the scheduled results days. And just a reminder that these results cannot be requested for in advance, and if this is asked for, it would be considered as malpractice. So the results days are slightly different to previous years, so they've moved slightly further forward. So the A level and AS level results day is Tuesday the 10th of August, and the GCSE and vocational results day the 12th of August. Now, full details on the format of these results days will be shared with the year group directly and will be available on our website in August. Please note, though, that for students in Year 9 and Year 10 who are expecting results this summer, these will be sent home, and these students should not attend school site on these days. They will be sent home. So let's talk about the appeals process. So following receiving those results on results days, all students have the opportunity to appeal their grade if they meet the following eligibility criteria. The students can apply if they think that the centre has made an administrative error. So this is, for example, that the wrong grade or the wrong mark has been given against the evidence, and the wrong grade therefore has been sent to the awarding body. There has been a procedural error. So we've not properly followed our own process. So for example, if you have been told, or a student has been told, that they have extra time for assessments and this wasn't given in a certain subject, and if it wasn't given, it wasn't taken into consideration in the grading process, then this could be classified as an error. Or following this, it could be an error of academic judgment, where the selection of evidence that was used to provide that tag was unreasonable, or the grade that was given based upon that evidence was unreasonable. So these three different sections can offer the opportunity for an appeal. So how do we go about the appeals process? So the appeals process is now in two stages. The first stage is called the Stage 1 Centre Review, and this is where we as a centre will check for any administrative or procedural errors. Now, in this first stage, we cannot check for errors of academic judgment. Following this, or the outcome of this centre review, if pupils still wish to appeal, they can appeal then to the awarding organisation. Now, this has to be done through the centre, and this is something where we can look at both the administrative or procedural errors or an error of academic judgment. So these stages must happen in this order, and that stage 2 appeal to the awarding organisation can only be requested following the outcome of the stage 1 appeal. So let me go into a little bit more detail on these different stages and what this means students have to do. So following that results day, if a pupil thinks that there has been a procedural or administrative error, they must complete page 2 only of the appeals form. Now, the appeals form will be found on our website, so please do check there to download that form. To be able to fill in this form, students must be able to provide the following information, so the name of our centre number, and if you are a Year 13 student requesting a priority appeal, your UCAS number. Students also need to be able to provide a reason for their centre review. So why is it they believe there has been an administrative or procedural error? Once page 2 is completed, students must send this to exams@whtc.co.uk, preferably by their school email address. Please, in that email, provide a phone number that we can contact you on, because we will not proceed with the appeal until we have called you and spoken to the student directly to confirm that you want to go ahead with the centre review appeal. So once we have gone and done this centre review, we will provide students with the outcome, so they will know whether there has been any errors that were seen. Following that, if the student still wants to appeal, they can take that form and they can fill out pages 4 and 5, so complete the rest of that form, and then send that back again to exams@whtc.co.uk. Now, I must stress that you must be able to provide a detailed reason for the appeal, because this won't be accepted by the awarding organisation otherwise. Please also in that email provide a contact phone number, again, as we will call you to check that you definitely want to go forward with this appeal to the awarding organisation. So the deadlines for these 2 stages of the appeals. So for Year 13s, they are considered as priority appeals. So these are individuals who may have been applying for a higher education course but did not obtain their firm choice, so the offer they accepted as their first choice. So these individuals have a kind of fast-tracked deadline. So if you'd like to submit a stage 1 review, the deadline for this would be Thursday the 12th of August, and then the deadline for a stage 2 appeal would be Wednesday the 18th of August. So we, of course, here will be prioritising Year 13 students to make sure that any appeal is resolved in time. Pupils in Year 9 to 12, they have a slightly more relaxed deadline, so we're not expecting those forms to be in until Wednesday the 1st of September, and that's stage 2 appeal on Wednesday the 8th of September. Now, it really is important to note when considering an appeal that these tags were submitted to the exam boards by the school as a holistic assessment of students' performance in that subject. And it was following a very vigorous process of assessment, moderation, and quality assurance. Our procedure and grades were approved by the relevant exam boards following external quality assurance checks. And this was a process that was applied to all schools and colleges, not just ours. So do take that into consideration when thinking about appealing. because an appeal may actually result in that grade, that tag grade that you've been given, being lowered, staying the same, or going up. So if a student puts in an appeal and their grade is lowered, then they'll receive that lower grade and it can't be reverted. So we do need to really stress how important it is to really take into consideration all the points saying here. There is also the opportunity to sit or resit GCSEs and A levels and some AS levels in the autumn exam series, which may be a much more preferable option for students, because this is an opportunity to really prove what they can do and can get the grades that they deserve. And the design, content and assessment of these papers will be the same as a normal year. The only exception will be any art and design courses. So if you are considering resitting an art and design course, please do get in contact with one of your teachers directly. We really strongly advise you speak to a member of staff before you make an appeal. So following results day, if you are not sure about your next steps, speak to someone. So there will be lots of people around on results day to speak to, or you can email exams@whtc.co.uk and please provide a contact number and a member of our exams team will call you to discuss your case. All of the information that I have discussed in this presentation today reflects the JCQ guidance on appeals processes. If you want to read any more information about this process, this guidance document is available on our website, alongside all of the other documentation about how our centre is running the appeals process this year, including the appeals form that can be completed. So all of this will go live on our website from this week, so please do check there if you want to look at any more information in the first instance. And I just want to leave with the message that we are really confident in the process that we have followed this year to make sure everyone achieves the grades that they deserved. And we really do hope that very few students feel the need to appeal as a result. Thank you for your time, and do not hesitate to get in touch if you have any questions at all.